Good morning. As you know, we're not too far away from Christmas anyhow at the moment, so just a couple of weeks away, two if that. And what I want to talk about really is just circumstances of not having enough over the Christmas period. And a lot of people out there are just not surviving, which in the time of 2018, 2019, all this should be eradicated. There is no way that people should be out in the cold. I took my children to school this morning, and I mean, when it was cold, it was cold. So through the night, it must have been terrible, terrible. I wouldn't want any child to be out in that. I wouldn't want any human being out to be out in those conditions, and it shouldn't happen. And you know what? A lot of the times we just don't see people at all. So what I want to talk about is people that are invisible. And I'm not talking about science fiction. I'm not talking about the invisible man or the invisible woman or the invisible child or dog or whatever. But people don't see people. They are invisible. When people have fallen on hard times, and I mean hard times, sometimes a lot, also the majority of people just see through people and think that they're either all on drugs, they're alcoholics, they're just out to try and scam people and rip them off by begging money off them and everything else. They're just a waste to society. But the people that are out there, everybody isn't a scamster, everybody isn't a trickster. Everybody doesn't want to be sitting around in the freezing cold shaking a cup asking for, a bit of change here and there. We know the ones that are scammers. We do. Or we think we do. But we can't tar and judge everybody as the same, because we're not all the same. We all want better for ourselves. If we can help somebody, let's help them. It doesn't mean to say that it has to be monetary, that where we have to help them. We have to see people sometimes, even if it's like when you're shopping, you buy a tin of soup, an extra sandwich, a bar of chocolate, and just hand it over to the people that are out there. Do your part, because we never know somebody's story. We never know why that person got to the point of feeling so low and where they are at that point in their lives. And sometimes all they need is somebody to see them and acknowledge them. Sometimes it's just a conversation. As we're building up this platform here, I say we because it isn't just myself, it's everybody else that's out there. Well, not everybody else, but looking for, obviously, as I said before, the right people with the right mindset and the right compassion and the right sort of heartfelt way about themselves, where we're looking for empathy, where we're looking for people to be very compassionate about other people as well, not just looking out for themselves and being so materialistic. So what I'm saying is, we can't see people as just being invisible because we don't know people's what path or what journey they've been on to get there, because you'll find people that have been the highest of the high that have fallen into hard times, and some people that have been always in that sort of poor sort of social bracket where they've been down and they've just couldn't get themselves out of that cycle of just, you know, hitting bad luck after hitting bad luck after hitting bad luck, and then they just feel like, you know what, there's no point, so I'm just going to give up. But then as a society, we're looking at people and saying, oh, they're a tramp, they're a bum, they're no good. Of course people are good. There are some people that are out there that are wicked and evil, and people that, you know what, that they just have to be like put on a desert island and just left there to rot. There are those sort of people that, you know, they're just gone completely. But the majority of people want goodness, and we don't have to see these people as invisible. When you see them, when you see somebody that's down on their luck, and that's what it is, a lot of time it's luck. You can have the greatest invention, but if you're not the lucky one for someone to pick that up, that could have been put to one side. The Wright brothers, for instance, if they didn't keep doing what they're doing, we wouldn't have had planes. Ford, the car, people who like fast food, McDonald's and all that sort of thing, that wouldn't have been done. Kentucky, whatever it is, where someone has had to have that bit of luck or help as well to get them to that point so that we can all benefit. It's about helping people. Don't let them feel useless. Don't let them feel stranded. It's about helping people. It really is. If we can help one, we can teach one. If we can teach one, we can show somebody else how to get on in this life, where they are an absolutely fantastic, what's the word I'm looking for? They're just going to be an absolute great help to themselves and towards society. They're just going to be absolutely amazing people. So we can't just see people and look through them and think that they're no good, they're worthless, and they're invisible. But a lot of times we just don't see people. We're just seeing and stepping over them and just like, you know, like they don't exist. How can we not see people as, because, you know, they've come from a mother, they've come from a father. If we've got children, which, you know, us grown folk have, most of us have, we've come from a family, we should be able to help somebody else. Because people see you, but they don't see you. They see you, if you understand what I'm saying. People will see you when you're poor and you're down, but then they go on and they pretend like they haven't seen you. But they've seen you. Do you know what I mean? So it isn't about what you've got in your pocket. It's about what you've got in your head. It's about what you've got in your heart. So as people say that sometimes your head can rule over your heart, or your heart can rule over your head. But you know, it's this is what we have to use. We have to use our mind. We have to use our resources. We have to use things to help other people. And if it isn't monetary, you can just sit down and talk to somebody for 5 minutes. 5 minutes of your time isn't going to hurt. But as it says, it's about people not seeing you as a person. What are we going to do to actually change that person's life? How did they get there? That's what sometimes we can sit down and have a conversation with somebody. How did you get to where you are? And what are we going to do to help them to change that? What can we do to help somebody else change? I know sometimes we say we're going to look after our own. Yeah, but you know what? A lot of people out there are our own, because it's family, isn't it? It is family. And the society of what we've got in a community, if you walk past somebody and they're there on the floor, it's part of your community. So why would you want somebody there in your community that's down and out? It's about helping that person. Don't always just think about your fucking self. You just got to think about, you know what can I do to help that person? Because they're in hard times, they're in a bad place. And as I said, waking up in these conditions, boy, and sometimes you get into your bed and you're thinking, wow, it's cold under these sheets, but imagine what it's like out there. A little bit of a sleeping bag, a little bit of a nylon tent, if that, doorways, shelters. It's all about what can we do to help people change their mindset towards other people. Give them a helping hand. And as I said, it doesn't have to be all monetary. It doesn't have to be that always dipping into your pocket to give somebody time. Buy them a hot chocolate or something. You know, get them a drink, have a little conversation with them, but don't just see everybody as just the lowest of the low, because that's what they want to do, is us keep the poor fighting against the poor. Because if we're just living from paycheck to paycheck, how far are we away from being out in the same place? Because we never know circumstances. Let's just help each other as a community. Stop seeing people as invisible, because they're not invisible. They are there. They are people. Just help people, man. Just help people. It ain't gonna hurt you. Help somebody, talk to somebody. That could be your brother, it could be your sister, it could be your mother, it could be your son, it could be your daughter, somebody that you know. So just help them, man. Come on. So that's all I'm dropping in today from my post. As I say, inspirational post by Leverson. Just here, just trying to do my little bit. Just here trying to, just get people consciously just thinking about other people and not just about their lives themselves. Subscribe. Let's have a conversation. Leave a comment. Let's see what we can do to get this going, man. Let's help each other. Let's help the poor, especially. All this business going on about Brexit and whatever at the minute, huh? Are they helping us? That's just a distraction about something else. Let's see about what's really going on ground level with our feet, man. Let's just think with our heads. Don't just let the media put you into a place of what's going on, what's happening about that, and people talking about it but don't know what's going on. They're not helping you. Let's us disenfranchise the poor, the homeless, the people that think they've got no help, the youth, the children there that I think are just crying out for help. But the first thing that you'll see that they're throwing up in the media is gun crime, stabbing, this, that and the other, throwing out all the distraction, because everybody isn't that way. So hopefully we can make a change. Let's have a social change. Let's have a social conversation. So guys, checking out, and have a great day. And if you see somebody out there that's struggling, give them a helping hand, yeah? Catch you later. Peace.